Breaking on 4 News now at 6, the search for a shooter in West Spokane. We're live on the West Plains with the latest on the shooting that left one person dead.
If you spent the weekend gardening, you'll want to know about the widespread frost we're tracking. I'll let you know how cold it's going to get Tuesday morning and when it's going to warm up again.
Plus, the money meant to support Spokane's most vulnerable allegedly misused at a casino and on Amazon. How much was taken and what it could mean for the deputy public defender at the center of it all. You're watching 4 News now at 6. It will begin with some breaking news. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office is searching for the shooter who left one person dead just hours ago in Spokane's West Plains area. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. It happened near South Hayford Road and West Geiger Boulevard, just north of I-90 near the Amazon Fulfillment Center. Our Madeline Mullins is live at the scene. So, Madeline, what have you learned since 5 o'clock?
Well, since 5, the sheriff deputies have moved the body from this scene, but the road is still blocked off to traffic. You can see there's still plenty of vehicles and personnel. It looks like they are taking down some of the caution tape right now, so they are wrapping up the scene of this deadly shooting. And it was around 2 this afternoon when a man I spoke to says his daughter was driving down Geiger Boulevard and saw a man run into the road asking for help before collapsing on the ground. It was then that another man says he was driving down Geiger and saw the man laying in the road. He says he called 911 and was told to turn the man on his side and give him CPR. This man tells me that he saw 2 gunshot wounds on the victim. And that is when deputies arrived and continued CPR before pronouncing this man dead. And as I said, it looks like they are wrapping up this crime scene right now. And you can take a look and see all of these Amazon truck drivers behind me. These are all cars that have been waiting to pull into this Amazon facility, waiting for them to get the go-ahead for them to be able to drive through this scene. And as for any arrests, the sheriff's office tells me that they have detained one person, but have not made any arrests yet. In the West Plains, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
All right, Madeline, thanks for the update. Also breaking tonight, 2 people were stabbed inside a home in Spokane Valley. It happened near East Boone Avenue and North Lewis Road, a few blocks away from Centennial Middle School. A small part of Boone is still blocked off right now by deputies. Investigators say a family argument escalated into violence and 2 people were stabbed. Deputies said the victims were treated at the scene, then taken to a hospital for further treatment. They are expected to recover. A 3rd person was arrested and is now being taken to the Spokane County Jail to be booked on several charges.
This man is assaulting me! This man is assaulting me!
The woman dragged out of a town hall meeting in Kootenai County is now taking her first step towards legal action against the county. She's filed a notice of tort claim detailing the physical and emotional damages she says she suffered that day. Teresa Borenpaul's lawyer says this is not a lawsuit. It's a notice required under Idaho state law as a first step towards legal action. In the notice, Borenpaul estimates Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris, Kootenai County GOP Chairman Brent Reagan, and others involved are liable for at least $5 million in damages. These include physical injury and harm to her dignity and reputation.
It really does feel scary to have, this security group out there, and knowing how they treated me in front of 450 people. It's really quite terrifying to think, what they could do to me beyond. So it's just been a really difficult thing physically, psychologically, and reputationally.
Borenpaul's lawyer says the county could respond in several ways, and there's a possibility this could end before a lawsuit takes place. If Kootenai County does not respond, it will be considered a denial. After this, Borenpaul can take whatever legal action she needs to. When we reached out, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office did not wish to comment at this time. We also reached out to members of the KCRCC and Lear Asset Management for comment, but did not get a response. Borenpaul and her attorney are now waiting to hear back from the county, which has 90 days to respond to the notice. Well, if you spent the weekend getting your garden ready, you'll want to pay attention because widespread frost is on the way, unfortunately. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your first alert forecast.
It is going to be a cold Tuesday morning across the region. First, though, we've got to clear these clouds and showers. A live look over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, where you can see some shower activity to the south and west. Our Doppler radar shows the last of these showers are beginning to taper off as we get into through the evening. Just a few hit and miss spots where we're seeing some very light rain around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Not all of what you're seeing here on the radar is reaching the ground. And again, we will be clearing out, drying out later this evening for a very cool start to the day on Tuesday. Temperatures will start off in the 30s in most locations, lower 30s. Deer Park, an exception, at 27, but we'll be below freezing in many spots right around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. A broader view on some of the temperatures around the region: 27 in Colville tomorrow morning, 31 in Pullman, and 31 in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint. In most locations, the growing season is not underway. However, because you get a little bit earlier start in Moses Lake, Lewiston, Pomeroy, Orofino, and Grangeville, there are frost advisories in effect for those regions. But anywhere you're watching, you may get a frost tomorrow morning. I will be back with some warmer weather in the 7-day forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
Bells rang throughout Vatican City following the death of Pope Francis. We now know the Pope died from a stroke and heart failure. He was 88 years old. He died on Easter Monday, one of the holiest days in the Catholic religion. ABC's Inez de la Cuartera is in Vatican City and shows us how the Pope is being remembered across the globe.
Good afternoon, and reaction pouring in from around the globe, with more than 1 billion Catholics now in mourning, many gathering in churches today to honor the Pope. A solemn service this evening in St. Peter's Square for Pope Francis, who died this morning in Rome. The faithful gathering rosaries in hand, offering prayers for the pontiff. Bells ringing out this morning at the Vatican to mark his passing. The giant bronze doors at the Apostolic Palace half closed as the Vatican observes the Sede Vacante period. The papal throne is empty. Mourners gathering to honor the leader of more than 1 billion Catholics around the world, including in his birthplace of Argentina. His death comes just a day after Easter, when he celebrated with thousands of faithful.
Buona Pasqua.
Blessing the crowd from the balcony and greeting them in his Pope-mobile.
Beautiful timing on God's part. And my sense was that he celebrated Easter yesterday with the faithful, and he's celebrating with Jesus Christ today in heaven.
In his final message Sunday, the Pope calling for peace and unity around the globe, urging an end to the conflicts in the Middle East and Ukraine. On Sunday, he also met with Vice President J.D. Vance, who says he was happy to see him. The pontiff was recently hospitalized for weeks as he battled double pneumonia. Pope Francis spent his life serving the church, making history as the first pope from Latin America and the first Jesuit. He's also credited with bringing a new wave of optimism into the Catholic religion.
Also, it should be a reminder to all of us that it's important that we live this life well, because we don't know when this life will come to an end.
Around the world are now making their way to Rome. They will first discuss funeral plans and set a date, and in a few weeks hold the papal conclave. Inez de la Cuartera, ABC News at the Vatican.
But Pope Francis was not only the first pope from South America, as you just heard, but the first pope from any of the Americas. He was also the first Jesuit pope. To honor the Pope, Gonzaga University is planning to host special services. That includes a special mass being held tomorrow in the University Chapel at noon. The Pope also appointed Bishop Thomas Daly of the Catholic Diocese of Spokane. In a statement on the Inland Catholic website, Bishop Daly writes, "Perhaps the greatest legacy which Pope Francis left the Church was his emphasis on mercy." The diocese will hold a mass in memory of Pope Francis this Thursday at noon. That will be held in the Cathedral of Our Lady of Lourdes in downtown Spokane. And as the world mourns the Pope, Catholic leaders look ahead to conclave. That's the process of selecting the next Pope. Cardinals will soon gather in the Sistine Chapel to decide who will lead the Catholic Church. They are forbidden from speaking to anyone outside the process. Rounds of voting continue until one candidate receives a 2/3 supermajority. That process could take several days. The world will learn a new pope has been elected when the chimney above the chapel billows out this white smoke. And tomorrow night, we'll be taking a look back at the life of Pope Francis. Don't miss ABC's special report, Francis, the People's Pope, airing right here on 4 News Now, starting at 10 o'clock. All right, still ahead on 4 News Now.
I watched somebody drive off with my car.
Thieves stealing cars in just seconds without ever touching a key. The locksmith tool that's being turned into a criminal's favorite gadget. Plus, millions may be left in the dark when disaster strikes, why critical weather alerts are no longer being translated. And a push to change the rules for transgender athletes in Washington high school sports rejected. Why nothing would have changed even if the proposed amendments were approved. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by McVeigh Brothers.
Attention all men, low on energy, low drive, need to lose a few pounds, concerned about your testosterone level? From hormone replacement therapy and weight loss services to IV therapy and aesthetics, Revival Wellness Clinic has everything you need to look and feel your best.
For over 18 years, Brothers Flooring has treated our customers like family. From big bear hugs to great deals on flooring, we have always gone the extra mile to make our neighbors' homes better. At Brothers Flooring, we make it beautiful.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days.
Shop DaveSmith.com.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals? Let's go! Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Move Fitness. Join the movement.
It's time to get spring-loaded at the Kootenai Casino. Stay in April starting at the incredibly low rate of just $59 midweek in the Kootenai Falls Lodge. We'll even include 2 breakfast vouchers. Win at the Inn with big cash giveaways, daily mystery hot spins, Senior Day Wednesdays, and special events all month long. Book this special rate today and come win at the Inn. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
Just look at those beautiful plants and flowers from the Plant Farm. The Plant Farm is Spokane's go-to garden center. A promise of trust and confidence comes with the healthiest plants from the Plant Farm because their plants and flowers are grown right here. Get annuals, perennials, roses, trees, shrubs, and their signature hanging baskets and more, even indoor plants. Head to the Plant Farm, Spokane's go-to garden center on 4th between Evergreen and Adams in the Spokane Valley because life is better in the garden.
Trouble losing or managing your weight? Finally, an easy and affordable medical weight loss solution you can do in the comfort of your home. From hormone replacement therapy to IV therapy and aesthetics, Revival Wellness Clinic has everything you need to look and feel your best.
Well, ballots are due tomorrow for the special election in South Spokane County. One of the measures on the ballot is to increase Spokane County Fire District 8's emergency medical services levy.
So right now we have 29 cents per thousand of assessed value. We're asking citizens to return back an additional 21 cents or up to 50 cents per thousand.
Now, if approved, the money would go toward hiring 2 additional firefighter paramedics. It would also allow the district to replace aging equipment and to invest in alternative response vehicles. Be sure to turn in your ballot to a drop box by 8 p.m. tomorrow. If you decide to mail it in, know that the ballot must be postmarked by the 22nd. That's tomorrow. Public schools in Washington will continue to allow kids to compete in sports in line with their preferred gender following state law. The WIAA, the governing body of high school sports in the state, rejected 2 amendments that address transgender athletes in sports. One would have limited participation in girls' sports to biological females. The other would have created an open division in addition to boys and girls divisions, allowing transgender athletes to participate in the open category. But even if the amendments had passed, nothing really would have changed because of current state law. The Spokane City Council could make a final decision tonight on an ordinance to protect those experiencing homelessness. We're talking about the Ban the Address ordinance. It would amend part of the municipal code that outlines what's required on job applications. The proposal points to homelessness as one of the most pressing issues the city faces and says unemployment is a key cause of it. Supporters say many people experiencing homelessness want to have a job and are often disqualified or discriminated against because of their housing status. So they're asking that questions about a person's address and housing status are removed from job applications. Instead, an applicant would provide that information after receiving an offer of employment. If this passes, Spokane will be the first jurisdiction in the country to implement a ban the address ordinance. Well, for 45 years, they've been there when tragedy strikes in Spokane. While they wear a badge, they aren't fully police officers. They're Spokane police chaplains. Kevin Pyatt and Mickey Tudor are the only paid chaplains, but there are about a dozen volunteers in their department. It's a difficult position they feel is a divine calling.
We co-respond with our officers to every unattended death. So that could be overdose, that could be the natural death, that could be suicide, could be even homicide.
You'll see how they guide local families and even their fellow officers through their darkest moments in Robin Nance's special report tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest.
Your Tuesday planner, it is going to be a beautiful day, but a crisp start. 32 degrees tomorrow morning. We'll have bright blue skies throughout the day, light winds, and a high temperature of 60 degrees. And it's Earth Day. Good timing for a beautiful sunny day. I'll be back with a warming trend and a return of the showers in your first alert forecast. That's coming up after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the YMCA.
It's the once-a-year spring tune-up event this week at the Cal Superstores in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene.
Hi, I'm George, and I'm offering great deals on over 300 of the best rigs in the region.
And this weekend, when you purchase a vehicle from Cal, you can get up to $600 in free upgrades, like light bars, custom grills, or tires and rims to customize your ride, making it the perfect time to visit Cal.
Like the deals and love your wheels.
Build Heating and AC is making it easier than ever to stay comfortable at home. For a limited time, get a full system heating and cooling tune-up for only $59. And as an added bonus, new customers will also receive a free smart thermostat. So stay comfortable, save money, and gain 24/7 monitoring and control of your home's comfort by calling 208-777-5528 and scheduling your $59 tune-up today. That's 208-777-5528.
Station 51, we have an emergency. Paramedics Johnny Gage and Roy DeSoto, please report to MeTV immediately.
All right. We'll be there in a second.
Emergency.
Watch weekdays on MeTV 4.2.
Then what about the moment when you actually realize that you're not here by accident? That there is a God that really loves you so much that sent his son on a rescue mission for you.
This is something special.
We're going to do this.
On the other side of temporary pain, you meet your other self.
God is setting you up to be blown away.
Is it time to update your living spaces? Don't overspend at the big box store. Come see us at Consign Furniture. We have the largest selection of like-new consignment furniture in Liberty Lake. No long wait times on couches to dining sets, rugs, and more. And our team will deliver today. Inventory moves fast. Check us out online or stop by today.
Consign Furniture. It's the easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining us now, and well, we've got a little cool down in the forecast, don't we?
Yes, we do, especially tomorrow morning, and then by about noon, you will have totally forgotten about it. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be a frosty Tuesday morning. Now, typically, we talk about holding off to plant around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area until Bloomsday weekend or Mother's Day weekend, kind of depending on the temperature trends, and we'll give you plenty of notice. But all of the pretty plants are already out in all of the stores. So if you did grab some over the weekend and you do have plants in the ground or maybe some pretty hanging baskets at your house, you will want to take precautions to keep them from being damaged Tuesday morning. Otherwise, we're going to have a beautiful day with sunny skies, and there is a warming trend on our way. We're going to make a run at 70 degrees. We have not hit 70 degrees in the month of April. Did it twice in March, but not in April. And then the possibility of showers returns actually Friday night and into Saturday. Not the best timing for your weekend, but in the meantime, we are going to enjoy some beautiful days. Right now, it's 52 degrees in Spokane. We still have those showers off in the distance. A lot of what we're seeing here is virga. That is precipitation that falls from the clouds but evaporates before it reaches the ground. It's 48 and partly cloudy right now in Coeur d'Alene. We did have some rain earlier this evening, but that is pretty much dried up there at US 95 and I-90. Our high in Spokane today was 56 degrees. 58 is our average high. 38 is our average overnight low, so 32 is not too far off the mark, but it's that magic number, especially when you're starting to get those plants going in the spring, that we want to look for. Our low temperature trend over the next 7 days shows us below average for the next couple, right at average on Thursday. Then we're a little above as the clouds and possible showers come in Friday night through the weekend, keeping it a little bit warmer at night, then cooling back down to average the beginning of next week. Our high temperature trend, meanwhile, takes us all the way to 71 on Thursday, and in the exact opposite trend for our daytime highs for the weekend, a little below average with the clouds and possible showers. Meanwhile, Tuesday, bright blue skies, high temperatures 60 degrees in Spokane. No 70s on the map, 50s through North Idaho and down into the Palouse. Right around the Spokane area, temperatures ranging from 56 at Spirit Lake to 62 at 9 Mile, Meade, and downtown Spokane. Your 7-day forecast keeps the blue skies going through Earth Day, through Thursday, then late on Friday, we have the chance of rain. It looks like most of the day is going to be dry, and that's going to continue through a showery Saturday, possibly a few showers on Sunday as well. And then we dry out again heading into the work week. Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Well, the National Weather Service is hitting the pause button on translated weather alerts, meaning all weather notifications will only be issued in English. CNN's Maribel Gonzalez spoke with experts who say for many, this change could mean the difference between life and death.
Experts point to the fact that nearly 68 million people in the U.S. speak a language other than English at home, including 42 million Spanish speakers. This is according to 2019 census data. And without this service, that population could be in danger when disaster strikes.
I don't think anyone really prepared for it to be this high of water.
September 2024, Hurricane Helene hit western North Carolina, causing power outages, collapsed roads, and catastrophic flooding.
Him and me are both from Florida, so we've seen a lot of hurricanes, but I've never seen anything like this.
Despite the National Weather Service issuing alerts, the disaster claimed the lives of 107 people in the state.
There was a big article just a few months before the floods there that rated Asheville one of the safest places to live in the United States from a climate change point of view. And then they suffered massive, devastating, costly floods that they're still cleaning up from.
Without weather warnings, experts say the death toll could have been higher.
Weather alerts save lives. I mean, there's no question about that. If we know a hurricane is coming, if we know a tornado is coming, we can take shelter. We can be safe where we otherwise would be at peril.
But now the National Weather Service is only putting out alerts in English. The agency declined an interview, but sent a statement saying they paused the translation service, quote, due to a contract lapse.
We got a tornado!
It comes as experts warn of more extreme weather due to climate change.
The whole planet is affected, and that means no place is really exempt.
Arguing that access to weather alerts is vital.
It doesn't have to be an extreme event to be a matter of public health and safety.
Translated text on the National Weather Service website has now been disabled. Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
All right, still ahead, a colorful invasion at Mirror Pond, how goldfish ended up in Manitou Park and why experts say it's a big problem. And military secrets shared in a group chat with family and friends, The messaging app at the center of a growing controversy and why the defense secretary isn't denying it.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 0.99% APR on a 2025 Passport.
What does it mean to be here for good? It means being here for the artists who dream, the shop owner who knows your order by heart, and the mentors who leave a lasting impact. Here for singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game and big comeback stories. Here for the long haul from Omak to Sandpoint to Baker City. Here for your family, your neighbors, for you. STCU. Here for good.
What can we make for you today from the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana?
Did you know Corsair is an old-timey word for pirate? Me neither. But more importantly, it's a new-timey word for a luxury car that'll shiver your timbers at Northern Quest. It's the $110,000 Corsair Conquest giveaway. Play daily with your Camus Rewards card and you could set sail in a brand new Lincoln Corsair. Grand prize drawing May 31st. Pre-party from 2 to 6 p.m. in case you're feeling, pillagey.
When we first found out that Claire had Down syndrome, it was through a genetic screening. I think once we went to Joya and saw how much life was at Joya, how much excitement, how much caring and kindness, it was one of those things that kind of put our minds at peace. Joya is really good about helping us push her in ways that she thinks is fun and that are age appropriate. Our goal for Claire is to be included in every classroom with her typical peers.
4 News Now is brought to you by Cal Cars in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene.
Around the nation now, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is back in the hot seat following reports he sent military plans to his family using the messaging app Signal. ABC's Perry Russom has the story, including how President Trump is reacting.
President Trump today says he has great confidence in Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. As sources tell ABC News, he sent military attack plans to his wife, brother, and personal attorney on the messaging app Signal. Sources say it included some of the same sensitive information mistakenly sent to a journalist in a different Signal chat, including flight schedules for F-18s, all before the attacks in Yemen last month.
Are you bringing up Signal again? I thought they gave that up 2 weeks ago.
Trump today dismissing the story.
Just the same old stuff from the media. That's an old one. Try finding something new.
Trump and Hegseth both at the annual White House Easter egg roll today. Hegseth not denying the story.
And anonymous smears from disgruntled former employees on old news doesn't matter.
In the last few weeks, 3 of the senior advisors were escorted out of the Pentagon after a leak investigation started. The advisors deny they were leaking.
What a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out.
Sources tell ABC News this second Signal chat called Defense Team Huddle was created by Hegseth. His brother Phil is a senior advisor for the Department of Homeland Security, assigned to the Department of Defense. And his personal attorney, Tim Parlatore, is a Navy reservist assigned to Hegseth's office. It's not clear why either of them should have been told about the strikes before they happened. His wife, Jennifer, does not work for the government. Hegseth was already facing criticism for sharing attack plans in the Signal chat started by National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, where the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic was accidentally added.
I have spoken to the president, and we are going to continue fighting on the same page all the way.
Signal is an encrypted messaging app, and in 2021, the Pentagon found it to be an unauthorized means of communicating sensitive information. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
Well, they're cute in a tank, but a big problem in a pond. Why Spokane Parks crews are battling dumped goldfish year-round, and how 2 Girl Scouts are stepping up to help clean things up. And a local nonprofit created to help Spokane's most vulnerable, now at the center of a theft investigation. How much money police say was taken and the troubling purchases it was spent on.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
GMA tomorrow morning, live from the Vatican. Michael Strahan is right there as the world celebrates the extraordinary life and impact of Francis, the people's pope. Now, what comes next? Who could succeed him? Good Morning America tomorrow.
My name is Gilda Meyer, founder of Mama Tora Salsa Company, and we are here at Yolks Fresh Market. I learned the recipes from my mom: Roma tomatoes, onions, cilantro, jalapeno, lime juice, and a lot of love. People like it because they say it tastes like back home. Spicy. One day we got a call, and I look at my son-in-law, and I go, "We're in Yolks," and he said, "Yep, we're in Yolks."
Check out Mama Tora Salsa at Yolks Fresh Market.
I was 34. I was a business owner. I was a single mom with a 4-year-old, and I felt a lump in the shower. I have cancer. It doesn't have me. I'm gonna get rid of it, and then I'm gonna go on with my life. I was gonna do anything that it took. I did, and here I am, almost 10 years later. I had a little boy. He needs his mom.
For over 40 years, Parker Toyota has been dedicated to serving the people of North Idaho with top quality used vehicles that exceed industry standards.
That's because every used car undergoes a rigorous 160-point inspection. If it doesn't meet our standards, it doesn't belong on our lot.
Providing the highest quality used cars and trucks is just the beginning of our commitment to you as a customer.
Come see our huge selection of vehicles and receive our no-problem customer service at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Are you moving? Make it easy with Dan the Moving Man. Reliable, efficient, and stress-free. Dan is your locally owned, trusted household and piano moving partner. Visit danthemovingmanwa.com for your free quotes today.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader. The big 99.9 Coyote Country. It's the Spring Tune-Up event at Cal Cars in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, where we are giving away $600 of free upgrades with every vehicle sold, like custom grills, light bars, and wheels, so you can customize your ride this week in Cal. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Welcome back. Money meant for those in need in Spokane was instead spent on slot machines and Amazon orders, according to Spokane Police. A current Spokane County Deputy Public Defender who previously served as the director of Heal Spokane is accused of misusing the nonprofit's funds. Hunter Bertram shares what he uncovered in this case today.
John Sather Gowdy, seen here in 2021 wearing merch from the nonprofit he founded in 2018 named Heal Spokane. Heal Spokane aims at helping those less fortunate around the Spokane community, raising $79,000 since it began. However, Spokane police say more than half of that money was stolen by Gowdy. Recent court filings in Spokane County reveal that Spokane police detectives allegedly found Gowdy to have stolen more than $40,000 in Heal Spokane funds meant for helping those struggling in Spokane. It's alleged Gowdy took money from the nonprofit's bank account from 2018 until his resignation as director in 2022. Also shown in court docs, the person who reported Gowdy's suspicious use of funds told detectives that an internal audit of the nonprofit showed in one instance Gowdy purchased BB guns in an Amazon order meant for buying sleeping bags for kids. Another area where detectives reported Gowdy spending nonprofit money is at Northern Quest Casino. He withdrew $200 or more from the Heal Spokane bank account by ATM 8 times. Currently, Gowdy has not been charged with a crime. However, the Washington Attorney General's office accuses him of second-degree theft. Now Heal Spokane is still an active nonprofit, and I worked today to get hold of its current director, but have not yet heard back as of news time. As for Gowdy's status as a Spokane County Deputy Public Defender, the county tells me he was placed on administrative paid leave Friday. Gowdy's set to appear in court in May. Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
All right, let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker now with a look at that first alert forecast.
Oh, we have a moody sky here in downtown. Definitely some blue there, but also some darker clouds as well. The last of some showers coming to an end around the region, and our temperatures, it is cool if you're heading out for an evening dog walk or a jog. Only 48 in Coeur d'Alene right now, 52 in Spokane. We're also in the 40s down in Moscow and Pullman. Those showers tapering off across the region will be dry and clear overnight, and that is going to allow temperatures to drop down to around freezing or a little below overnight. Not necessarily a surprise around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but it's a little late in the season for that in Moses Lake, Wenatchee, Chelan, Pomeroy, Lewiston, Orofino. That is why there are frost advisories for those areas, because the growing season is just now getting underway. The areas shaded in purple are a frost warning. Meanwhile, this is a look at some of the average last freeze dates from the National Weather Service, and you can see Wenatchee, Lewiston, Moses Lake, the growing season just getting underway. Also in Ephrata. We usually wait until we get into May around Spokane and Omak, Pullman to get those plants in the ground, and even June for Priest River, Newport, and Winchester. I will be back with your 7-day forecast. Some warmer nights and even warmer days in the 7-day forecast. Derek?
Hard to show that restraint, though, when it gets nicer, Chris. All right, thank you. Well, summer is right around the corner, of course, and starting tomorrow, parents in Spokane Valley can sign their kids up for swim lessons. There are morning sessions and night sessions available, as well as different age groups and levels. Lessons cost $48. That registration opens at 8 a.m. You can find the link to register inside this story on our website, KXLY.com. Well, 2 local Girl Scouts are cleaning up goldfish in the Mirror Pond in Manitou Park. Park staff say people keep leaving goldfish in the pond even though they're an invasive species. Derek Strom went to the Mirror Pond to learn more about this project.
Is something that it can be fixed.
All year round, Spokane Parks workers have to remove goldfish from the pond. Many of them are dumped into the pond when people don't want them anymore, but they're very damaging to the pond's ecosystem.
When people drop off the goldfish, we're hovering around 40 degrees. They either live or they die, and so there's no one here to take care of them.
Many of the goldfish die and float up to the surface of the water, and park staff usually has to get them out of the pond, but now 2 local Girl Scouts are stepping up to help. Riley Drake and Adeline O'Doherty started the Saffron Ponds Harmony Project, and they've been cleaning the pond and rehoming goldfish since last spring.
That's sort of when we started to realize just how big the problem was. And this year we're actually trying to catch multiple goldfish instead of just one, and we are working to spread the word and make sure that this project is known to more people.
Goldfish often make the pond murkier, and they can spread diseases to native plants and wildlife in the pond. Riley and Adeline worked with Spokane Parks to get the project started, and the foreman at Manitou Park says he really appreciates their help.
There's nothing wrong with the pond. The water is fine. It's just it takes more maintenance and more time to clean up on a daily basis, pretty much, with the fish.
Even with signs like this posted around the pond that say that releasing goldfish into the pond is illegal, people still do it year-round. And Spokane Parks says goldfish aren't the only non-native species that are getting put into this pond.
With the ducks, it's usually it's the fall or the spring, which is the one duck that we have here was dropped off here in the spring.
In Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Don't do it. Don't put goldfish in the Mirror Pond. All right. The NFL draft is now just days away, and with 257 picks throughout the 3 days, it's pretty clear who's expected to go first.
You might recognize his name, right, Derek? It's former WSU quarterback Cam Ward, almost guaranteed to be the first overall pick. But where could WSU receiver Kyle Williams land? Plus, what position the Seahawks have their eye on? It's all coming up next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Revival Wellness Clinic.
This year, make your home more energy efficient and beautiful with McVey Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. Did you know McVey Brothers sells the popular Coeur d'Alene windows? And last year, the 6,000 Window and Doors Series won the prestigious Energy Star Efficiency Award. Well, right now, when you purchase a 6,000 Series window, we'll match your energy rebate based on current utility rebates. Plus, give you $500 off any roof you add to the job. At McVey Brothers, we're always working for you.
For over 18 years, Brothers Flooring has treated our customers like family. From big bear hugs to great deals on flooring, we have always gone the extra mile to make our neighbors' homes better. At Brothers Flooring, we make it beautiful.
What if you could get brand new windows, entry doors, or patio doors now and pay nothing for 18 months? That's right. Pay nothing until October 2026. No money down, no payments, and no interest. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Don't wait. Your home deserves this upgrade, and your wallet will thank you. This deal is here for a limited time only. Call Renewal by Anderson today and get 20% off your entire project.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Next DT.
It feels like home. It's like riding a bike.
LL Cool J returns to the NCIS verse. Only E.T. is on set.
We always laugh unusually loud.
Next DT.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
They wear badges, but they're not traditional cops. And they deal with trauma most of us couldn't imagine. Who are they? And how do they guide local families and police officers through their darkest moments? Tomorrow, only on Good Morning Northwest.
The 2025 NFL Draft begins Thursday, and that's when top prospects will finally learn their fate for their biggest step in their career. Former WSU quarterback Cam Ward is expected to go first overall to the Tennessee Titans, and a WSU receiver has also been in talks with the Titans. That's Kyle Williams. He went on a visit with the Titans early last week, and with Cam Ward almost a shoo-in to make the move to Tennessee, a potential college reunion in Nashville could be possible. There's quite a few college quarterback and receiver duos that have also thrived playing together on the same NFL team. Bengals Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase being a notable successful pairing coming from LSU. So could Ward and Williams be the next iconic duo? Time will tell. But the team that gets Williams is getting a guy that doesn't let up.
The most important thing that I'll say is he's a really hard worker, and he's a very talented player, and he doesn't let the knowledge of him being a talented player slow him down from how hard he works. He's going to continue to work. He wants to continue to evolve. He wants to continue to do better. He caught, I think, 14 touchdowns, around 1,200 yards. I'm sure, if he was here for another year, he would have his sights set on something bigger, So whoever gets Kyle Williams, you're going to get a hell of a player. You're going to get a hell of a worker. I'm really excited to see where that guy goes.
Williams recorded 14 touchdowns and 2 yards shy of a 1,200 receiving yard season. He also logged 5 100-yard games, including a career-high 181 yards in the game against New Mexico. Williams is expected to be a second-day pick, falling somewhere in the second or third round. And as of today, the Seahawks hold the 18th overall pick in the first round and 9 additional picks in rounds 2 through 7. Adding to the O-line is a dire need, and general manager John Schneider confirms that today. But Schneider also alludes, although the Seahawks need to add an offensive lineman or two, that doesn't mean they're passing up a more talented player to draft an O-lineman in the first round.
It's also a little bit of a lazy narrative because every team is looking for offensive linemen. Sometimes you think you're just filling a hole, and you're jumping that player ahead of more talented players.
Until the moment Seattle's first-round pick is read out loud, we can't be sure the direction they'll go. However, we can almost guarantee that pick won't be a quarterback in the first round, with Sam Darnold, Drew Lock, and Sam Howell in the building. You can watch the NFL Draft right here on KXLY starting at 5 o'clock on Thursday.
This group had a goal set out for itself, and we didn't achieve that goal.
Well, that was just 5 days ago. Kraken head coach Dan Bylsma speaking on his team's disappointing season. That's also the last time we'll hear from him as the Kraken's head coach. The organization has fired Bylsma after just one season. General manager Ron Francis saying, quote, "After a thorough review of our season and our expectations for next year and beyond, we've made the difficult decision to move in a different direction behind the bench." The Seattle Kraken ended their season in 7th in Pacific Division standings, just one spot above the bottom. But a hockey team still in the postseason. The Spokane Chiefs are back on the ice in the Spokane Arena tomorrow. They hold a 3-2 lead in the series against the Victoria Royals and have the opportunity to clinch the second round of playoffs with a win tomorrow. If the Royals force a Game 7, that game will also be in the arena on Wednesday. Puck drop tomorrow is at 7:05. Derek?
Yeah. Nice to have that home ice advantage. All right, Sydney, thank you. Well, lawmakers in Olympia are taking big steps toward passing a tax package to close a multi-billion-dollar deficit. But one tax increase appears to be off the table. Albert James has the latest developments on the tax fight in the legislature and new reaction from Governor Bob Ferguson.
It's crunch time for legislators as they have less than 1 week to pass a balanced budget. On Saturday, the Senate passed a handful of revenue proposals, including an increase to capital gains and estate taxes, removing certain tax preferences, and extending the sales tax to computer-related services. Democratic senators supporting the bills reiterated their argument that new revenue is needed to maintain crucial state services.
We have to modernize the tax code to keep up with the economy, so we have the resources we need to provide for public schools, health care, public safety, and the key services to protect our most vulnerable residents.
Republicans, however, have long said that tax increases on businesses and wealthy individuals will be passed down onto working people and ultimately harm the economy.
We are sending an unmistakable signal to folks who are interested in investing and building our economy to create an economy that raises everybody's boats, Mr. President, that you're no longer welcome here in Washington.
On Monday, the House was slated to debate increasing business taxes around manufacturing, retail, and other sectors. They were also set to debate a bill around education funding, but as first reported by the Washington State Standard, provisions in the bill to increase the 1% cap on property tax revenue growth was dropped by House Democrats. Speaking with reporters, Governor Ferguson said it was good to abandon the idea.
We have to look at a lot of revenue sources, and I think we need to minimize the impacts on working people in the state. So I think they made the right decision.
Ferguson has been critical of tax proposals from legislative Democrats this session, calling the package currently being advanced unsustainable and too risky. Though he says lawmakers are making good progress on bringing in progressive revenue and making government more efficient.
As you might imagine, on something as challenging as a $16 billion budget shortfall, legislators and governors might have different ideas on some of the specifics, but I think we're moving in the right direction to get to a budget that I can sign.
The budget has to be passed out of the legislature by Sunday. The governor says he's hopeful things will end on time, but he's okay with things taking a few more days to get a budget that meets his priorities. At the state capitol in Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Beautiful Tuesday with a cold start, 32 degrees in the morning. We're heading up to a high of 60, 58 is our average high. It is Earth Day, beautiful day to enjoy being outside. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
At Findlay Honda Spokane, we're more than just Spokane's Honda store, selling one of the top 5 rated brands.
We are your friends and neighbors, which is why we have no gimmicks or add-ons. What you see is what you get.
Like up to $1,000 off MSRP on a new CRV or up to $2,000 towards a 2025 Ridgeline.
So when you're ready to buy, make the smart move to Findlay Honda Spokane for the hometown savings advantage. Findlay Honda Spokane. A show that pays tribute to one of the best Mexican-American performers of our time, Selena. Carla Perez, live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, May 8th. You'll love Yachtly Crew, a 7-piece SoCal band who has started a nationwide yacht rock craze, live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, July 3rd. George Thorogood and the Destroyers bring their roof-shaking rock party to the Coeur d'Alene Casino live Thursday, July 31st. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
WSECU Cashback Checking. You give and give and give. Let's give you something back. Just use your debit card to earn. WSECU Cashback Checking. Let's credit union.
So you've been thinking about upgrading your air conditioner for a while now. But with tariffs right around the corner, that waiting could cost you big time. Fortunately, Bill's Heating and AC planned ahead and stocked our warehouse full of pre-tariff air conditioners. Same comfort, same quality, without the coming price hike. But this equipment won't last long, so don't wait until prices go up. Take advantage of pre-tariff pricing and our lowest price guarantee. Call Bill's Heating and AC today and lock in comfort before comfort costs more.
At Northern Quest, it's easy to get distracted with over 1,500 slot machines, including 392 different slot titles, all competing for your attention. A sexy Roman god here, a magical owl wizard there. Whatever's going on here. It can be a little overwhelming until you realize our slot machines pay out $167 million in annual jackpots. You're not so distracted now, are you? Northern Quest. Yes, the best.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gamma Knife.
4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be a frosty Tuesday morning around the region. Temperatures down around freezing. Sunny skies throughout the day, though. It's going to be a beautiful Tuesday with a warming trend. We're heading up, looks like 70 degrees, 71 on Thursday. We have not hit 70 officially in Spokane in the month of April. Did it twice in March, and then showers return on Saturday, actually as early as Friday evening. Our high today was 56. 58 is our average high, and 38 is our average overnight low. Keeping that 58 in mind, here is our high temperature trend over the next 7 days. With this as our average high, we're going to be a little above tomorrow, but then heading to that 71 on Thursday. Still very warm on Friday, but we have a system coming in that's going to bring us a chance of showers and drop our temperatures for the weekend back down into the 50s. We do start to warm up again, however, on Monday of next week. Here's a look at our weather pattern, tracking it as our current time. We are in a northwesterly flow that allowed that system to move through today, bringing with it a few showers and a little bit of grapple, too. We had a couple rumbles of thunder in the afternoon. Those are long over. By Wednesday, high pressure begins building in. Clear skies, that nice warming trend, that peaks on Thursday, and then late on Friday, we bring in a change, some cooler weather and some wetter weather coming in late Friday and into Saturday. The extended forecast then, this is the 8 to 14 day outlook after that cool weekend. We start warming up a little bit. It is at least trending toward above average temperatures. Precipitation, can't really get a good read on it. This time of year, that is tough to pin down, especially with those spotty showers where you may get a ½ inch of rain and right down the road, they may not get anything at all, or you might get a little bit of grapple and your neighbor may get rain. Tuesday's highs will be in the 50s and 60s around the region. 56 in Pullman, 58 in Coeur d'Alene, 55 in Sandpoint, and 59 in Bonners Ferry. Warmer as we head out into Grand Coulee and Moses Lake, we'll be in the mid-60s, 61 in Ritzville on Tuesday, right around the Spokane area, 50s from Liberty Lake through Coeur d'Alene up through Spirit Lake, mostly in the 60s right around Spokane, including 62 in Meade, 9 Mile, and downtown. We'll be in the 50s out at Airway Heights, Cheney, and 57 in Spangle. Meanwhile, our morning lows tomorrow will be down in the 30s. It is going to be a cold morning with that frost advisory in effect. And this evening, temperatures will be dropping into the 40s with partly cloudy skies. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Well, a local Spokane Valley boy got the surprise of a lifetime this evening. Benji is a young boy living with medical and developmental issues, and he loves school buses. Thanks to Wishing Star and the Central Valley School District, check this out. Benji received a one-of-a-kind school bus parade. Several buses line the streets and travel through Benji's neighborhood to celebrate his life. Watch his reaction tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest. All right, listen up, car owners. Criminals have a new high-tech way to try to steal your car. It involves copying your key fob, and it only takes a few minutes. ABC's Allison Kosick explains.
More police across the country are warning about a tool that lets thieves steal your cars in seconds without ever touching a key.
I watched somebody drive off with my car.
It's called a ProPad, a tool used by locksmiths, now being abused to clone key fobs and program new ones. Christina Rinaldi tells our Detroit station WXYZ she watched her own car being stolen from her driveway in the middle of the night.
I see a young male, smaller build, all in black, run from that Charger to my truck.
She says a Dodge Charger pulled up outside and a suspect ran straight to her SUV.
I'm like, hey, and I hear a male voice in the Charger like, let's go, let's go.
The thieves took off. Her vehicle was eventually recovered after a police chase, but was totaled. From Michigan to Georgia, New York to Texas, police are tracking thieves who've used ProPad-like devices. This locksmith in San Antonio showed our San Antonio station KSAT that a key fob copy can be made in just minutes.
Select the make, year, and model of the vehicle.
He says cars made in 2020 and older are more vulnerable.
Whether you're at the gym or your own home or, just running into the store, take everything out of your car, lock it up, put it in the garage, whatever you got to do.
Allison Kosick, ABC News, New York.
Wow. All right, before we head to a break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for your Monday night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
Amazing.
Tonight, Idol goes live.
Let's go.
And your top 14 will be revealed. American Idol, live tonight on ABC.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on this Silverado. Or get $5,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $3,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
It takes 5 seconds to read an average text message. If you're driving a car going 30 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel 220 feet. That's a long distance. About 3/4 of a football field. Or enough room for 15 cars. Oh, so if all that can fit inside of 220 feet, then imagine how much the road could change while you read one text. So before you start driving, put your phone out of reach and stay focused on the road. Together, we get there.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals?
Let's go!
Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Move Fitness.
Join the movement. You probably have a few things lying around collecting dust, right? Why not donate them to UGM thrift stores? Your donation isn't just stuff. It's hope for those facing homelessness and addiction. Some items go straight to our shelters to meet pressing needs. Others are carefully prepped, priced, and placed in our stores, awaiting a new, loving home. And every dollar provides meals, safe shelter, and other life-changing services. Whether you donate or shop at UGM thrift stores, you're making a difference right here in the Inland Northwest.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Rocky Mountain Rodeo at the Spokane Arena, May 16th and 17th.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, the first reading of an ordinance in Spokane City Council that could create more protections for the LGBTQ+ community. What this reading means and how our city codes could be affected, coming up tonight on Nightside.
Beautiful day tomorrow, a high of 60 after a cold morning. We're heading up to 71 on Thursday. Rain comes in Friday night into a showery Saturday.
It's the typical spring, right? We're like this and then that.
I wish we could do this on the weekend a little.
See you at 11.